Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand final of the PGL Spring Champions of the Storm qualifier, aka the qualifier for DreamHack Bucharest. And you may notice it throughout the game. Between recording this game and the last game, I acquired the hiccups. It may happen, it may not. They appear to have given up for now, but they may return in larger numbers. But, yeah, I have to record this. I have to hope they're gone. I have to do this because I'm currently racing against the patch. Because when the patch happens, these replays will become unusable. So I need to get at least this game recorded before the patch does happen. So let's get it underway by pressing the play button. It is the grand final. This is playing for seed number 1 at DreamHack. So let me introduce the teams. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning on the left hand side in the blue trunks, coming from the upper bracket, it is El Nexo. And playing the Zeratul, it will be Black Scorp. Vortex is playing the Valor. Lucifron is playing the ETC. Grand PKT is running the Malfurion. And in the bot lane, Falcon once again on the Sergeant Hammer. Whereas on the right hand side, in the red trunks, coming from the lower bracket, it is going to be SK Gaming. And starting the top lane, it is Araragi on the Stitches. It is going to be Snitch on the Illidan. Rhaegar is being played by Rave. Zarmony is on the Tyrande. And Bakery back on his Falstad. Now, that's very cool. Very excited. SK Gaming, they were a team that was knocked down to the lower bracket in the very first round to the team that got to Fnatic. They then worked their way up through the lower bracket, winning all of their games, including beating out the team that knocked into the lower bracket, Fnatic, and in the process guaranteeing Fnatic that number 4 seed and ruining their chances of any higher seed. Then they worked their way up. They then beat Gamers 2 Hots, who were knocked down to the lower bracket by El Nexo, and now this is their chance to try and get that number 1 seed. El Nexo, though, going through this almost undefeated. They've dropped only a couple maps this entire event. Very well played by them so far, running some really cool strategies. For now, though, let's see what they can do. We have the double tri-lanes in the bot lane. Lucifron, Grand PKT, and Falcon for El Nexo versus Zarmony, Bakery, and Rave for SK Gaming. And it's not really a tri-lane because Lucifron and Grand PKT are running the weird roaming gank squad that El Nexo seems to run quite a lot. It starts off with Lucifron entering the lane, landing a stun, and that stun gives Grand PKT enough time to land his root, and that gives whoever's in the lane at the time enough time to get all the damage they should need to get the kill down. And there's obviously the knockback follow-up. Falcon, though, taking a lot of damage from Bakery. Bakery going very aggressive, and only takes 1 tower hit, and is tanked mostly by the shield that he gets from his passive. So very, very well played there by Bakery. He was not able to grab the kill, unfortunately, so he's having to back up. ETC has gone up to the top lane. He is going to be helping Black Scorp grab this easy camp. Black Scorp coming from the mid lane. Malfurion will be holding that for now, as he will take a bit longer to kill the mercenary camps. SK Gaming also already doing their easy camp. It's going to be Tyrande and Rhaegar doing this one. The double support clearing a bit slower than the Assassin Warrior, but they get out of it on guaranteed full health, and very healthy they are indeed. And Rhaegar, his healing totem is not on a huge cooldown. 30 seconds. Totem spawns in 15. It will take him about 10 seconds. It'll take about 10 seconds to make his way up. It should be up in time for the fight. Stitches just went down somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, but he did just die. There he is. He was just above me and I didn't even notice. So that does mean El Nexo are going to get a slight advantage for this first tribute. We have an owl coming up. Will the owl deny? No! Black Scorp blocks the owl with his face, and that stops the tribute from being denied. And El Nexo grabbed the first tribute of the game. Having a look at the talents, we have 2 heroes running the Gathering Power talent. It is going to be Falstad, played by Bakery, and Black Scorp running on the Zeratul. So both of these we'll keep an eye on to see how their stacks going. Currently Falstad on 0 stacks, and he's rooted. Black Scorp Also on the... actually, sorry, Blackswamp does have a stack, and he's trying to get another one, but Bakery turning around, wanting to get a stack of his own. Stun does land, but Bakery's a bit too low. We're going to see Zarmony and Bakery back out here. They do not want to get picked off at all. Level 7 talents available for both teams. El Nexo with an ever so slight lead, but SK Gaming not giving up without a fight. They are keeping pace, they are keeping levels, keeping up keeping the talents reasonably even. Build-wise, fairly standard stuff of just full burst AP damage coming out of Bakery. He'll be running stuff like the Giant Killer for that auto attack damage and the Overdrive at the later levels. And of course, the Hinterland Blast. Whereas everyone else running the standard stuff. First Aid coming in for Zeratul. It's the talent that everyone runs on him nowadays. Due to the fact it gives him so much more sustain. You can gank people and then roll out and get some healing. Now he's dueling Snitch. Blinks over the wall. Keep himself safe. Snitch not giving up though. He wants to keep this going. Hook misses, but it's able to stop Grand PKT from capturing because he has to dodge the hook, which gives SK a bit of time to try and work their way in and gain control of this. Nice Farsight there, getting some vision of Blackscorp. He's having to pop his first aid as he gets out of there. He was able to deny that tribute for a second though. Bakery once again gets rooted. He has the assist on, so that means he will get the stack from this as they pick off Grand PKT. And Bakery immediately going to fly back down to the bot lane to defend and soak the XP there as they do get the tribute, evening up the tribute count to 1-1. In the meantime, both teams, as I've said before, already have pretty much the exact regular builds. Nothing out of the ordinary here. The Guitar Hero, standard stuff for the crit chance. Earth Shield, standard stuff for the shield. The True Shot Aura, as I've said before, bit out of the ordinary, but on this map, works pretty well. And obviously with Illidan, it is a fantastic choice of talent. Lucifron making his way back up to the top lane to duel with Araragi. He will be attacking that fort to do some damage while those minions are still there. Heroics available. And once again, we're seeing El Nexo go with the Strafe. Huge amounts of extra damage due to the fact that there's not currently that much CC on the side of SK Gaming. And that is very important because currently only CC is going to be from Stitches if he can land a hook, or from Tyrande if she can land her Lunar Flare. And that will deny the Strafe as well. Both of those abilities very easily dodged while using Strafe. You can upgrade Stitches with his mini stun. You can upgrade Falstad with a mini stun. So we could get CCs that way, and we could also see Illidan take the hunt, but we haven't. Illidan running the Standard Metamorphosis. Other than that, usual talents, we see the Stage Dive coming in from ETC, which we've seen in most of the games today, as it just provides so much mobility. And there's quite a bit of CC lying around. Not going to rely on the Mosh Pit, especially when you're up against a Tyrande, who's literally built to counter ETC's Mosh Pit. It's just what he does. Bakery now, dealing a little bit of harassment damage to Vortex. Going to try and zone him out a bit. Now Aragi's here. They may have a chance to try and get it. Hook does not land, but there's the Strafe. The Hinterland Blast wipes him out, though. No full Strafe duration for you, sir. Zarmony. Oh, does that interrupt the Ancestral Healing? I don't think it does. Does it? Yes, it... Nope, there it goes. Zarmony does get the full Ancestral Healing there. And SK Gaming come out on top, able to pick off Valor. And they will get this tribute, bringing them up to 2 tributes. They're still a little behind in XP, but they're going to make their way back to lanes and start grabbing as much as possible. Great Hinterland Blast there from Bakery. And unfortunately, Valor was not able to move her way up to get out of the way. SK Gaming immediately moving up to their boss. They need to take this, and obviously we do have the Hunter's Mark from Tyrande, which is going to allow them to kill this off a lot quicker than El Nexo would be able to. El Nexo not even going to take their boss. They're going to grab their Bruiser Camp and get back to lane, start soaking, maybe get some pushing potential done. We're going to see the owl come down, and that will see that they've only just started boss, which means SK Gaming, now that they've taken their boss, can actually make their way down here. It looks like they won't be in time due to how much damage El Nexo is producing. Yeah, there we go. Farsight and El Nexo, SK Gaming immediately stop their charge. Like, yeah, we're not going to get there in time. Let's just kill this minion wave, kill this Bruiser Camp. We should be fine. There's a tribute going to be in the top lane where there is already a Golem pushing. It already has a full minion wave. So this does mean El Nexo are in a convenient place. They can grab the tribute and then start working their way on this Golem. This does, unfortunately though, mean they will be without a fountain if they need to back up and get some healing. Araragi going to be demounting Lucifron and then backing up to be with his team. Doesn't want to separate. Falstad, Bakery flying his way up. A little bit late. Nice hook, but good blink from Blackscorp. Able to just outtime the Lunar Flare from Tyrande. Split second reactions there. out of these two players. Araragi attempting to do it. He gets denied by the Moonfire out of Grand PKT. Moonfire, Napalm. It's going to be pretty difficult for them to get this tribute. But SK Game will not give up without a fight. They need to take the fight in order to get this, though, is more likely what it's going to end up as. A nice hammer there from Bakery. Would have hit Backscorp if he'd fired it out a split second later. Which would have given them vision of him. Lucifron attempting to take the tribute now. Only one who can deny him here really is Bakery or Zarmony. Neither of them decide to in the end. It's going to be Snitch who gets the denial. Hook does not land. And there was the combo, but it did not hit anyone. Both these teams being very cautious, but there we go. There's the engagement. Araragi dropping his bile. He does not get ancestral healing. He is just working off his normal healing. Strafe. Most of that does land onto Bakery. Blackscorp being dropped very low here. Bakery's now separated from his team. Ancestral healing is down, so that's not going down onto him. Grand PKT, though, combo does land on him. But Bakery has to dash over the wall to dodge away from Blackscorp. This means he's so far away from his team. The Hinterland Blast does hit 3 people, but it doesn't do enough damage to pick them off due to the amount of healing the Nexo have been doing. In comes Blackscorp, picks off the Tyrande there in the fight. Snitch also dying earlier on. And this does mean that SK lose that fight 2-1. And this does mean they're going to be giving up their tribute. And the tribute camp will go back to 2-2. And, oh, that was very well timed. El Nexo also able to steal the Bruiser camp. And Rave wanting to try and get Blackscorp there. He had a Farsight vision on him. But Blackscorp able to blink away, not get picked off. Having a look at some of the level 16 talents, we can see... Oh, never mind. There goes a Forge in the top lane. But yeah, having a look at some of the level 16 talents, it's still the standard multi-shot build out of Valor. The Wormhole out of Zeratul, got to get that so we can just engage and blink out, as we saw several times in that fight. Life Seed out of Malfurion. It's what El Nexo seems to run most games now because it is just huge amounts of healing. We have the Uber Rockstar out of ETC. Allows him to be very much more aggressive. It allows him to clear minion waves much quicker. As you can see, he's using this minion wave to his advantage as much as possible by giving them the Rockstar trait. And the Giant Killer out of Sergeant Hammer to deal with people like Stitches. Whereas SK Gaming, they're going to be running the Relentless, which is to deal with the ETC. And I guess what they thought might have been a Rain of Vengeance, but it is in fact not the Rain of Vengeance. But that's being run on the Stitches. Giant Killer from, like I said, Bakery earlier in the game, just so he has some kind of auto-attack damage. The increased range on Lunar Flare, so that Tyrande can get some good denials or maybe some good snipes. Rhaegar, going to be running the Thorough Lunge, as we also saw earlier, and 6th Sense on Illidan. Very standard stuff. And on the level 16 talents of El Nexo, we also see very standard stuff. Just the usual double bombs, Blood for Blood, Executioner, etc. Executioner can be, sometimes they can, will sometimes take graduating range instead. But, you gotta be careful about these things. There's the Farsight. SK know that El Nexo aren't fully grouped up. Bakery also separated from his team here. He's chilling up in the top lane with Lucifron, but Lucifron gonna beat Bakery down by quite a long way as his jump is almost instant, and Bakery only just arrives. Here comes the Hammerang, gonna try and do the damage. Vortex in the back, dropping his strafe. Owl does not land. Snitch trying to do as much as he can, but so much healing coming out from Grand PKT. Snitch cannot out-damage that, and he's so far away from his healer now. He's having to dash away. Bakery has not yet used his heroic, but there's no one low enough to snipe with it. Snitch having to be back. Zarmony also backing up, does not have the damage on her own, and Rave, nothing he can do here. So SK just backing away, saving their lives, and giving up on this tribute. That was a 1-for-1 trade, though. Not too catastrophic, but they do still have a level deficit, and they have a talent deficit, which might also contribute as to why they decided to back up. Bakery. Fun fact about Bakery, his highest win rate is on Falstad, according to Stormcraft, which is the website we use for drafting player rankings and team rankings. Bakery clearing up the minion wave as his team arrives with him, grouping up, looking to see if they can catch anyone, and yes they can. They have the fishing hook. There's the start, and Falcon goes down, and this is a good chance for SK to get back in it. Snitch also already starting the boss. He knows that that will be the next target. There we go. Unfortunately, if you use dive, you are immune to CC, but you're not immune to damage. Saw Snitch take a huge chunk of damage there, but he's going to be able to heal all that back up again. And still doesn't care, just keeps going. He's going to be able to lifesteal it back, get the healing from Tyrande and Rhaegar, and they are able to get that. However, El Nexo reacting to this, gonna be taking their boss as well. And, well, there's nothing SK can do about this. Once again, they're not going to be quick enough They are going to head down to their bot lane, though. Bakery's already here. Going to try and clear this minion wave, but unfortunately, they are still going to lose their fountain. And lose a little bit of ammo, which means the boss is going to be able to do a little bit more damage. Whereas the Nexo top lane still has both towers active. So this boss can basically be left alone. Nexo, though, not going to let that happen. They are not, instead of putting pressure on in some of SK's other lanes, they're instead going to defend this boss and kill it off. Make sure it doesn't get any worth at all. And there we go. It might not even kill the gate if they keep killing it at this speed. One more hit. Down it goes. Doesn't even kill the gate. Whereas SK Gaming, they have reacted to this and kill off the boss as quickly as possible. Takes a little bit of damage, but it does lose a lot of ammo as well. However, there's not much that's going to be able to get back to it to make the most of that ammo reduction, as there's already an easy camp for SK, pushing the bot lane, giving that, preventing any minions from getting near that keep, so it will be able to regain its ammo. Rest of SK clearing up this bruiser camp. Better grab that. Nexo will come by and steal that otherwise. Yep, they're going to pick that up and grab it for their team. Snitch needs to be careful. There is a Black Scorp there. Be very careful indeed. Snitch just clearing up the minion wave for now. And we're seeing both teams now begin to stay together as a group, except for ETC. He has so much of a faster relocate than Valstad does. We saw it in that last fight. ETC arrived in the fight and was able to spam a good set of abilities before Valstad even landed from his flight. And that is just how it works for now. Level 16 talents for SK Gaming. We see the usual stuff once again. Blood for blood from the Illidan and the Rhaegar, so that they can get that burst damage and that little bit of extra healing. The extra damage out of the Lunar Flare from Tyrande as well. We sort of see that alternated between that and the Ranger for that extra damage on the Sentinel. And the Overdrive out of Falstad for just massive burst damage when he uses his Hinterland Blast. Let's have a look at Bakery. He is on 5 stacks, so he is almost at full damage. Black Scorp is, however, on 0 stacks, as he was killed off in that last fight, so Bakery going to be doing a lot more damage here. And Nexo, a little bit cautious here. Bakery sends out the Hammerang for Scout, but Napalm will be enough to grab this. There's the stun on Vortex. That was the perfect hook stun combo. Lucifron's here, just going to dash in so that the stun lands on all 5 members of SK Gaming. And Tyrande gets killed up before the Ascensor goes down. Hinterland Blast kills off Valor, though, in the back. But unfortunately, that's 2 members down for 1. And Snitch is trying to help Araragi escape, but Araragi is getting harassed down, and he will get picked off. And that was the perfect stun there by Lucifron, able to grab everyone. Nice snipe by Bakery, but it was not enough. And SK Gaming are in full retreat. Nexo grabbing another tribute. All SK need is one tribute, and they can get a curse going and maybe try and get the ball rolling from there. But Nexo not having any of it, currently on the hunt just to see if they can find any members of SK to snipe down. For now, though, Nexo just going to be pushing the top lane, doing as much damage as they physically can. And they are level 19. If they can kill this keep, it's going to give them a huge boost to getting towards that level 20, which will basically ruin most chances SK have of winning a fight for the next 2 tributes unless they can get level 20 themselves. And they're so close now. Nexo just going to back up. Don't want to fight yet. We just want level 20. We're going to search around for stuff to kill until we find 20, and mid lane is next on their list, and I think that will be enough. Look at that tiny little skim of XP there. Is all they need, and there we go. That's level 20. Let's have a look at the talents. We have the Bolt of the Storm from Valor, the Rock God out of ETC for that increased movement, so he takes less time to get to locations. Bolt of the Storm also out of Malfurion, keep him alive. He's not running the Ice Block, just choosing to use Bolt as his escape instead. We have the Rewind out of Zeratul, so we can double bomb, rewind, double bomb. And after that last fight, where is he? There's Black Scorp. He managed to get up to 3 stacks. There's the hook, but there was no... there was no Lunar Flare prepared, so they were not able to get the combo. Black Scorp engaging in, getting his harassment out, and then immediately wormholing back to ruin Snitch. Oh, Snitch takes a bit of damage from the double bomb there, but Bakery immediately responding. And there is the stage dive. Lucifron gets hooked, but he can just turn around and kill off Rave, and that is a good Void Prism. That might be the end of SK Gaming. There is the Strafe. Bakery dashing out. He's taking so much damage from Sergeant Hammer. He does go down. Down goes Tyrande as well. Araragi able to get out of there thanks to his Vile Bile. Snitch, on the other hand, not going to be so lucky. Even as his demonic form, He's going to be taken down. And El Nexo going to be pushing onto the core now. Araragi, last one man left alive. He's going to try and do what he can, but he's just going to get rooted instantly by Grand PKT, who's almost dying once again. This has happened most games to him. But that is going to be GG. And El Nexo takes game number 1 in this best of 3 series. So we're going to head into game number 2. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Is the grand finals of the PGL Spring Champions of the Storm qualifier for DreamHack Bucharest. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the team on the left-hand side in the blue trunks. It is going to be El Nexo. They are currently 1-0 up. And, not sure what happened there, but okay. We have on the left-hand side El Nexo. Starting in the bottom lane, it is going to be Falcon playing the Sergeant Hammer. We have Grand PKT running the Ufa. We have Vortex running the Tyrande. And I think the Owl actually hit at the start of the game. That's interesting. Black Scorp playing the Nazi Bow. Completely thrown me off. And Lucifron playing the Chen. Whereas on the right hand side, currently trying to kill Black Scorp or the Minion Wave or both, it is going to be the red team, aka SK Gaming. And playing the Rhaegar, we have Rave. We have on the ETC, we have Zarmony. Bakery is playing the Valor. Snitch playing the Tychus. And in the top lane, it is going to be Araragi back on the Stitches. Excuse me. And Valor's going for an auto-attack build. The first thing we notice when we open up this talent menu, Bakery going for the auto-attack build on Valor. Everyone else seems to be running fairly standard builds. Stitches going for the Regen Master, so he could be going for the full tanky build, or he could be going for a slightly more Sam-focused build. Tyrande starting off with the Ranger's Mark, got to get that extra damage for Sergeant Hammer, and everyone else with very standard stuff. Bottom Shrine already going over to SK, and SK roaming around as a very large group. They want to be able to pick someone off early. Yep, Bakery starting off with the talent Rancor, which means each hatred stack increases attack speed by 1.5. For those of you who don't know, Valor, every time she auto-attacks, she can get up to 10 hatred stacks. If she doesn't auto-attack something for a while, those hatred stacks will start to decay very quickly. So she needs to she needs to attack stuff, and the longer she attacks, the quicker her auto-attacks will be. She also gets that little movement speed buff that you saw there. Both shrines now in favour of El Nexo. They're going to be wanting to take this. Stitch and Bakery both dodging that zombie walls. A lot of members of El Nexo here. 3 members of El Nexo. 4 members of El Nexo. 3 members of SK Gaming. Rave had to go back to base to get some health and mana as he was being harassed pretty hard. In the top lane, it's just tank versus tank. Araraki could probably roll up here and take this, and he should be fine. And, however, it was just Rave. He ran to the bot lane and was able to deny it down there. Valor actually taking the Arsenal at level 2, whereas I believe she has other options. I'm trying to remember what she has at level 2 that would be good for the auto-attack build. I really can't remember. It's her version of focus attacks, I'm pretty sure, or that might be next level. I don't know. I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's really bad. But taking the Arsenal, just so she gets that good bit of AoE damage, which will be so effective at picking off many members of the enemy team. And the minion waves. Stitch is also taking the putrid ground, so he can get that slam damage. Grenade, looking pretty good. Grenade from Tychus, the standard stuff there, pretty good. And other than that, everyone else running standard stuff. Range on Hammer, tank on Chen, shields on Ufa to get some protection. Vortex and Falcon going to be taking the easy camp. We currently see the retarded Mind AI. Zarmony, though, with the rest of SK, going to be rolling in here. They're going to try and steal this, and they're going to manage it. Going to steal the easy camps of El Nexo. This is usually an El Nexo move. SK, one of the only teams that can play El Nexo at their own game in this kind of thing. Araragi looking for his opportunities to try and catch out Lucifron. Lucifron just going to be burning away that minion wave. Nice hook. So he's going to take a tower hit or 2. So Lucifron is slowly getting worked down by Araragi, but Araragi is having mana problems. Snitch, on the other hand, is having enemy problems as he's taking a lot of harassment. Nice dodge of the Lunar Flare there, and he pops his first aid, though, to get some healing. He's now chasing down Vortex. He has the bonus damage to the primary target on his overdrive, but he's going to have to back out. He can't take on both Vortex and Lucifron, so he's going to back away from that. Him and Zarmony will be able to hold this mid lane. Bakery and Rave looking for their opportunity to move into this bottom shrine and take care of that. In the meantime, Araragi seems to have forgotten there were two people in this lane and has had to back up from that shrine, knows he's not going to be able to take it. Having a look at the talents, Valor also taken a Battle Momentum talent, so it seems just to be huge amounts of burst damage here. Auto attacks, down goes to Ranze. Very good job by Zarmony and Araragi there. They're now turning on to Lucifron. Araragi already being dropped quite low, needs to be very careful. Lucifron very nearly turning on him and getting huge amounts of damage done. Now Araragi, in fact, going to use this opportunity to go back to base. I'm not sure I would have agreed with that. I would have thought he should have gotten the shrine, while Black Scorp was pretty low on health, giving Snitch a chance to get the Dragon Knight. Not that it would have mattered, as we saw there. That owl, I think, would have been pretty good, well timed to deny that out of Snitch. But we are seeing a pretty cool builds path here by Bakery, running the auto attack speed instead of the other talent you take on that level, which is just range. It's a huge deal. It allows you to harass and be safer, but Bakery has been very aggressive this game, so this is working quite well for him. Snitch getting stunned and Hunter's Mark, but he's going to be able to back away. But Bakery, now because he has that extra attack speed, works really well with Battle Momentum, meaning that every time he auto-attacks, his cooldowns are reduced by half a second, and because his auto-attacks are much faster, he's getting faster cooldowns on all his abilities. However, as you saw there, he went very, very aggressive onto Falcon, but Falcon had started on a lot higher health, and Bakery had to back up. Heroic abilities available for SK first. We have the standard stuff: Rain of Vengeance, Putrid Bile, the Stage Dive, the Commandeer Odin, and the Ancestral Healing. Whereas El Nexo following very shortly behind, we have the Starfall, we have the Ravenous Spirit, Divine Storm, Wandering Keg, and the Napalm Strike. Zarmony taking an owl to the face, gonna be fine. Chen once again grabbing that shrine, where Araragi deals with the Cruiser Camp. He's now having to back up as Black Scorp roamed from the mid lane, but he's going to be fine as he did pop his heroic ability, and that will keep him alive. Manages to hook a Bruiser Camp into his Bile, which is going to do some damage. Ufa just got taken down in the bot lane. I completely missed that. So this does mean that SK Gaming going to be taking control of that bottom lane shrine, and they're now going to start on this Bruiser Camp, while Bakery holds the lane pretty effectively. Now, Bakery looking for his opportunity. Going to be able to dodge the Napalm pretty nicely, like we said before. Bottom Bruiser Camp going to be going over. Nice use of the Lightning Shield with the Earth Shield there by Rhaegar, helping take that. There's the Owl. So El Nexo knew this is happening, but they know it's happening a split second before it actually happens. So not working out for them too well. Snitch having to back up from this as he was taking a bit of tower aggro. Bakery going to be able to take down this tower. Still 4 people in the spot lane. Good chance to maybe win a fight. It's going to be 4 versus 4 unless Vortex does what he's thinking about doing now and decides to leave. But Snitch also leaving. He wants the XP from this lane. Using his grenade, going to be able to wipe that out in pretty much one hit, which is pretty nice. Araragi still joining with Lucifron. Lucifron still coming out slightly on top. Level 13 hit slightly ahead for SK Gaming here, which is good for them. They need to win this game. They need to bring this game back into their court in order to get slightly further ahead. We have the Frost Shot coming out of Valor here. So, still continuing on the multi-shot builds, but with an auto-attack emphasis, so she can get much faster cooldowns thanks to those extra Hatred stacks. Stitch is getting that range of slam, that arc of slam. He's going to be going for the extra stun, the mini stun as well. Double Relentless from Tychus and the cow, the ETC. And we're seeing the Feral Lunge out of Rhaegar standard stuff there. Whereas on the side of El Nexo, we have the extra range on the Lunar Flare. We have the double sprint for survivability on Nazibo, for engage on Ufa, and we have the enough to share out of Chen rather than the Relentless, so he can shield his teammates a bit more. Considering he is the only tank versus a double tank comp, it does make quite a bit of sense, considering a lot of teams just ignore Chen anyway, so he might as well do something and just provide shields to his team instead. Lucifron taking a bit of harassment there, thinking about just running down to the bot lane anyway, and instead is decided, yeah, it's probably better if I run to my tower, keep himself alive. Slash and Hammer running the Giant Killer makes a lot of sense when you're up against a double tank lineup. ETC though, doing what ETC does best, and is just pushing towers this entire game. Both teams starting to group up in this mid lane. However, El Nexo wants an excuse to head up to the top lane as they want this shrine. However, this is exactly what we see on most of the games on this map. we're immediately going to see, once you lose sight of the other team, head down to the shrine they have captured and grab that instead. And this is actually going to give SK a good chance to get a good amount of pushing done and maybe even take a keep here. El Nexo looking to respond in kind and get a keep. ETC not even going to have any of this. He's just going to head to the mid lane and soak the XP from there. Not going to risk dying for this. Rhaegar able to grab easy camp as well. It's SK Gaming, they get their fort first. El Nexo responding very shortly behind. And ETC soaking the mid wave, meaning that his team is getting quite a bit of an advantage at this point. And Zarmony finally going to move down to join his team. SK Gaming continuing to push. El Nexo also continuing to push, but he's currently seeing a base race. Both teams just pushing in here. Going to try and end the game right now, and SK Gaming seems to be a little bit ahead. I didn't expect them to go this far. I would have expected El Nexo to back up, but they're continuing going. They do have a Sergeant Hammer and a Nazibo. This is going to be a base race for the end of the game. El Nexo, they're going for it, except for Chen. Chen is going to go back to base and try and buy time with the barrel. The rest of El Nexo just going straight onto the core. We saw the Ravenous Spirit out of Nazibo. SK Gaming is so far ahead, though. The barrel trying to buy some time, but it's going to be GG. El Nexo catching up so quickly, but it's not enough. GG. And SK Gaming take game number 2 in a base race scenario. And that takes us to game number 3. Winner of this will receive the number 1 seed at DreamHack Bucharest. Loser will receive number 2. Both teams already qualified. We're going to head into game number 3. That's the first time I've seen a proper base race in Heroes. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3 in the PGL Champions of the Storm qualifier, aka qualifier for DreamHack Bucharest. As the owl worked this time, but ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the team on the left-hand side in the blue trunks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be El Nexo. And we have Falcon playing the Sergeant Hammer, Black Scorp playing the Valor, Vortex playing the Tyrande, Grand PKT playing the Malfurion, and in the bot lane, it is Lucifron playing the Chen. Whereas on the right-hand side, it is going to be, in the red trunks, SK Gaming. And it's going to be Zarmony playing the ETC. Snitch is playing the Tychus. Bakery is playing the Nazibo. Rave playing the Rhaegar. And Aragi back on the Stitches. Both teams this time seem to be going for much more usual builds. For example, Bakery. In fact, Bakery is this time going to be the one on the Nazibo. And that means it is going to be... Bakery on the Nazibo this time. He is running the usual build, as is everyone. The El Nexo Valor this time, however, is going to be running the extra range rather than the Rancor, and that's going to help them pick off Stitches very early on in this game, thanks to the 3-man gank there. I expect they probably got the stun down. Rave going to come down and realise, nope, I'm going to go the long way around to start soaking that lane. Black Scorp going to be able to get all 5 coins here, but SK Gaming, Zarmony going to be able to grab all the coins from the top lane as well, thus evening that up a bit. However, El Nexo with a good XP lead in this early game thanks to that early game kill. Sergeant Hammer going to be holding down this top lane on her own, but SK Gaming have been roaming around a bit. They kind of want to try and grab her, but also don't want to take the risk. Talent-wise, as I said, very usual stuff. Armor-piercing rounds, so increased single target damage from the overdrive of... Is it overdrive? I keep saying it wrong. Overkill, God's sake. From the overkill of Tychus. Malfurion running the Conjurer's Pursuit. Chen, Regen Master. Very usual stuff. We will see the swift reflexes out of Chen so we can get extra tankiness. Tychus will go for the building damage on Grenade. Rhaegar, Farsight, Gathering Power, the Arsenal. Everyone's taking the usual stuff. We do see the double healing ward instead of the protective shield out of one of the supports on the side of El Nexo, so they're just going for the increased coverage as these wards do not stack. Future Ground, once again, being run by Araki. He seems to run the same build pretty much every time. Echo Pedal on the ETC, but currently no Gathering Power out of Nazi, but there it is. Just a little late, probably just clearing some minions or something. For now, though, both teams just clearing waves at the moment. And El Nexo still with that early lead thanks to that early kill, which is very good for them. Snitch, though, just help them clear the waves so that they can get all this quicker. And it obviously helps Bakery get those stacks quicker because he can get his mark onto every minion. And if every minion gets killed off, that's less he has to auto-attack. So he can get his Voodoo Ritual marks on everyone much quicker and get more stacks. And everyone likes stacks. One of these days we will see one of these days we'll have a super long game and see a ridiculously tanky Nazibo. And it'll be amazing. Grab PKT trapped outside his base thanks to those zombies, but now he has room to escape. Overkill doing a lot of damage, but it's not enough. And now Sergeant Hammer is coming in to punish the greediness, but Bakery immediately turns on to grab PKT when he shows his face again, and Snitch able to back up a bit, while Falcon is also chased away from this lane. Bot lane, however, going very well for El Nexo. They already have an easy camp pushing, and Araragi having to try and deal with this on his own, and they're just El Nexo taking the Bruiser camp in the bot lane as well. Level 7 hit for both teams. Talents, once again, what we would expect to see. Nothing out of the ordinary that I do notice. Chests are available again. Top chest has yet to go under attack, whereas El Nexo, since they have so much control over this bottom lane, going to be grabbing all the coins from that once again. That is 10 coins for Black Scorp. He can go and turn in. He can go turn in if they already didn't have any coins to turn in. But he now has 10 coins just on his own. Vortex, his job is going to be to stop Black Scorp from turning in. That lightning shield did not hit Black Scorp. So Rave had to go in and take a bit of harassment there. So they're going to have to wait. There we go. Black Scorp going to try and turn in again. There's nothing SK can do this time. They don't have a Tyrande. They ain't going to be no Al denials. Zarmony, though, with 14 coins himself, he's been roaming around the map, just accumulating these. If he can get to the enemy base, then, to the turn-in, when the enemy is distracted, he is going to be able to get those in and get a very nice turn-in. Currently went the wrong way. Managed to go into that little alcove and find no one, because why would anyone be there? Nazibo, we are seeing Bakery run the Mule, which is what we talked about a couple games ago. Running the Mule on a map like this is fairly viable due to the fact that if you can repair a building that's already taken some shots, as we will see here, because none of these towers went down, takes 3 shots, Mule instantly dropped. Now the reason for this is not because this building will still die when the next cannon goes off, even if it gets healed back to full health, but the more shots are used on this building while it's being after it's been muled, which is not going to make a difference because El Nexo are just going to kill it anyway, which is a good response to a building being muled. But the more shots that would have been used on that building, the less shots are fired at the rest of their building, so it just slows down Blackheart. However, El Nexo, with a good response to this, just going to be killing off the building that the mule was on. Heroic talent-wise, usual stuff. El Nexo continuing their theme of running strafe against teams with not much CC. ETC has some pretty decent CC this time. In fact, there's a lot of CC this time. I'm not sure why they're running strafe this time. Grenade can interrupt that. Stitches can interrupt that. ETC can definitely interrupt that. There's a lot of interrupt this time. And in comes the stage dive. Zarmony going to try and go into Grand PKT. They do grab him. There's Black Scorp, who's going to use his strafe and chase down some enemies. Rave is the one who took the most damage there, but he is going to be fine. He will get out of there safe and sound. Rest of SK thinking about doing a very early boss, a level 11 boss, and they are going to try and do it while El Nexo is 1 level down, and they know that Chen is in the bot lane, so they're going to be taking a boss, but because of this, they're going to be sacrificing their bot fort, but it is unlikely they would have got down there in time anyway to deal with this. And SK Gaming leaving both their tanks to do this. They will take it. It's going to take a while without any kind of assassin or specialist. Hammer, I think if she was thinking about trying to go in and deny this, but it's not going to happen. And El Nexo responding to this with, we're a person down, they're probably doing boss, we don't see them, so we'll get a keep and we'll get a turn-in. And that is exactly what, a fort and a turn-in, that's exactly what they do. Get both of those. SK Gaming, regrouping up in the top lane, they want to push with this boss, they need to get this fort down to make sure that the fort count is evened up, although they're actually about to get behind in the fort count because of the cannon, so they need to head bot lane after this and even it up. There's a hook onto Lucifron, but there's no stun follow-up. They have the hook, but they don't have the Tyrande follow-up. They're going to have to rely on Bakery's zombie walls, so they're going to need to time that pretty well indeed. Or Zarmony getting a good dash and catching someone else. El Nexo currently have a talent advantage, which will be evened up by SK Gaming very soon. But for now, El Nexo do have control of the map, and they're going to keep SK Gaming busy and guessing, trying to avoid fighting with El Nexo for the moment. There we go, there's the level 13 talents for SK Gaming as well. Currently, once again, nothing out of the ordinary. The usual builds out of pretty much everyone. We do see Relentless instead of enough to share this time, as there's a bit more healing on the side of El Nexo this time, so they don't need to worry about it. Nice dodge by Bakery. We do have... whereas SK Gaming, usual stuff from them as well. Mega Smash coming out of Stitches. Relentless out of Tychus. Feral Lunge out of Rhaegar, so he's going to be running the Blood for Blood as the next talent. Sprint out of Nazibo, so he can run away and not get killed. And Relentless out of ETC. Rave going to be backing up here, as well as Araragi. They can see El Nexo are all down here, so they're going to be backing up, regrouping, making sure they don't get killed. Stitches does not have Fishing Hook, otherwise Fishing Hooking over here would be nice. He does try anyway, but no one was near enough to the wall to land that hook. So they are able to survive. SK Gaming, though, all grouped up down here, trying to defend this, except for ETC, who is doing the standard ETC thing of split pushing all the lanes. He's also going to grab the chest here, pretty much uncontested, as El Nexo were all too busy pushing. There's a nice hook, pulling that Easy Giant into the range of the fort, so it does die. Zomini already got the coins from top chest. He's going to be backing out of here, making sure he doesn't get picked off, and he's going to grab this watchtower as well. The Bruiser Camp from SK Gaming has done a great job of pushing up this top lane. And El Nexo just turning in most of the coins they have. They need another 8 to get a full turn in, so they're in no rush. They're going to back up, clear this Bruiser Camp in the top lane, and grab their own Bruiser Camp to get the ball rolling in their court. Whereas SK Gaming finally looking to turn in their coins. Lucifron is here. He has 6 coins. He could almost get a turn in, but he might just be giving up these 6 coins here. He has the Brewmaster's Balance, though, which gives him that extra movement speed. He's going to be able to escape and back up. And now his team knows that there's an attempted turn in of 14 coins, which has been done. Somebody did manage to get all that turn in, which will cancel this fight before it starts. As El Nexo are like, yeah, there's no point now. Just grab more coins. Doesn't matter. And that's exactly what they're going to do. SK Gaming going to find some coins. El Nexo have already taken all the coins from their side of the map, so instead of raiding the SK side of the map, they're instead going to be clearing their minion waves, making sure that everything is on SK side of the map so that they can play a lot further forward and steal all of SK stuff as it respawns. SK Gaming, on the other hand, not having any of that. Cannon going to be weakening this bottom fort very, very low, so SK Gaming want to try and pick it off, but they don't know where El Nexo are, so they're going to have to back up here so they do not get picked off. Level 16 talents available for El Nexo, as Lucifron manages to turn in his 8 coins. We have the standard stuff again, Pressure Point, which is the main engage ability, the Executioner on the Sergeant Hammer for that extra burst damage, Blood for Blood out of Valor for that survivability, and we have the extra damage on Shooting Star, Hardened Focus, taken by Grand PKT most of the games we see him on this map. Furion, just for the extra healing from the Life Seed and from his standard abilities. SK Gaming, we'll see them hit level 16 very soon, and we'll see what they do run after they kill this minion wave. There we go. Level 16 talents are available. We're seeing Stone Skin out of Tychus just to keep him alive. Stone Skin and First Aid, very standard. Back to like the first season, which is awesome. Specialized Toxin out of Nazibo Bakery. Imposing Presence out of ETC, the mini stun, like we expected, to try and deny that strafe out of Stitches. And that's pretty much it. SK Gaming need to deny that strafe mostly is going to be the biggest deal, and they also need to try and land some really good hooks. The fact that Stitches is running this mini stun means he is not running Fishing Hook, which is very good on this map, so they're not going to be able to catch out anyone and get some of those easy picks. Zarmony was thinking about rolling in there to scout, but you can see members of El Nexo all milling around here and knows they are doing boss. He needs to get up here very quickly. However, El Nexo do have the Hunter's Mark, and this will allow them to take the boss easily quick enough to grab it before SK Gaming get here. SK Gaming do get the hook, but Bolt of the Storm was used to immediately rescue whoever was hooked. Araragi dropping his Vile Bile, doing as much damage as he can. Lucifron just splitting up the team of SK Gaming as much as he can. Araragi being forced to back up. No one died yet. Lucifron is going to be the one who gets hooked in. He's jumping onto Bakery to escape. In fact, he's being dropped very low, and down he goes to Bakery able to drop the final blow. And that is good for SK Gaming. However, they were able to pick off 2 members, but there is a boss in the top lane that they need to deal with, and that's going to slow down any kind of counter assault they were planning on doing. Araragi just going to be hanging up here, grabbing as many coins as he can. Whereas the rest of SK Gaming are already back home defending. Mule does die thanks to an ability of the Golem, which is very annoying. It can basically kill off mules. El Nexo, they know SK Gaming are busy. They're going to just wander out onto the map, be brave, and take this bruiser camp in the bottom lane because they can. There's the far sight. Bit late now, unfortunately, SK Gaming, because El Nexo have already gone and stolen the coins. SK Gaming, though, beginning to regroup up, and they will be moving as a group together for this next turn-in, where they do have enough for a full turn-in. Owl is going to deny Rave, but just Araragi and Zarmani have enough, but there's a denial onto Zarmani, so he's going to do it. Araragi does get his full turn-in, and this is very annoying. Rave can turn in as well and get the full turn-in. Just need either Rave or Zarmani to get their coins in, but right now, well, Nexo being very annoying with the combination Moonfire, Lunar Flare, the wonderful elf, the wonderful Druid combo. And they're going to be they're having to back up at the moment. Lucifron may choose to engage here. Zarmani going to be picking up most of those coins again. Hook does not land anywhere. And El Nexo looking like they want to engage here. SK have managed to split up a bit. Bakery's gone the wrong way. Araragi having to pop his heroic just so he can get something done. There's the stage dive. Snitch already used his own inform, so he's getting huge damage onto Blackscorp, and Blackscorp does go down. Snitch dashing forward, he will give chase. There's the Ravenous Spirit. He'll be chasing the 3 members here of El Nexo. Down goes Sergeant Hammer as well. And SK Gaming starting to pull this game back into their control. Vortex on the run here. He is under serious duress. He should be able to escape unless the hook lands. There's some lag. Okay, that was interesting. Oh, there's a lot of lag actually. Oh, that's... It appears to have recovered. Okay, so there was a bit of lag there. I'm not sure what caused it. It is fine now. I'll have to have a look at my stats afterwards. But, yeah, SK Gaming taking control back of that game. And it went pretty well for them. They are now looking very good. They're slightly ahead in terms of the XP bar, so they will hit level 20 first if they keep that up. Currently, roaming their way towards the top lane, looking to try and pick someone else off. And if not, just steal the El Nexo Bruiser camp. It's going to be the Bruiser camp. Instead, all 5 members beginning to regroup. Zarmani on the way here as well. And they do have quite a lot of coins. They have easily enough for another turn-in once they have finished collecting these. In fact, they had it beforehand. Just going to keep this lane pushing to keep El Nexo busy for when they respawn, which they have now done. And El Nexo will, SK Gaming, now going to head down to this turn-in, seeing as the ship has just finished up. And they will get this turn-in. Or not, there's the owl. But this owl only has so much cooldown. They're not level 20 yet, so they do not have rewind. And that is going to be another turn-in for SK Gaming, thanks to Bakery on the last coin. He has 7, he needed 1. He's going to be backing up. And SK Gaming going to once again move around and take as much as they can. They're doing exactly what El Nexo were doing a couple of seconds ago, and now it's El Nexo playing very safe, playing inside their base, because there's not much they can do here. And this cannon may actually take the first keep of the game in favor of SK Gaming. A very nice comeback here for them, but El Nexo are a long way away from out now. They're only a level behind, and even then, it's only a slight XP bar, and they're going to grab that just by killing like 1 minion as they skim past it, which Tyrande is about to do, and 19. However, SK Gaming, excuse me, getting very close to hitting their level 20s, and they will be able to do that after a couple minion waves. It won't just be this one, they'll need to take out more than this. Actually, no, I think it will just be this one. Yeah, that's enough, I stand corrected. So SK Gaming, going to be hitting the level 20, so let's have a look at their talents. We have the big red button coming out of the Commandeer Odin on Snitch. We have the Storm Shield from Rave, Annihilating Spirit, the extra range and movement speed coming out of Bakery. We have the Hardened Shield from Araragi, and we have the Rock God coming out of the wonderful Zarmani. Zarmani continuing to split push and be as annoying as possible. El Nexo continuing to group up. They will not fight until they are level 20 if they can help it. However, SK Gaming, they want to try and force this. They're rolling their way in. They want to try and stop this, but those mines are able to slow them down enough that El Nexo are able to get out. And they will now head back and just clear up their minion waves. Keep the waves fairly clear so they have some freedom to move around the map. And by killing these minion waves, they do obviously get the XP they need to level up and get those level 20 talents. SK, just going to be turning in for now. Bakery with 9, Araragi with 3, Snitch with 1, which isn't currently enough, but there we go. Here comes Zarmony with 3, which should be enough. Am I counting that right? No, I'm not. That's not enough. Need another 2 from somewhere. There's an easy camp they could steal. Oh, SK just going for the core here. That's greedy. That's very greedy. Nexo need to be an instant B. The second SK Gaming show vision there, and SK just going to be backing up. They have vision of Nexo being thanks to that vision tower, and SK Gaming immediately going to back away from this, and they're now heading to where Nexo were heading up to that boss, but Nexo know this, and they're also charging straight back up to the boss, hot on SK's heels, and SK, they think they have time for this. You don't have time for this. Nexo are on the way. They are mounted. They're coming for you, and the SK Gaming need to get in a good position to fight this. May want to see a premature Odin pop out of Snitch just for the damage. SK Gaming backing up, choosing not to take the fight yet. They want to take the fight on their terms. Maybe when the boss is already attacking Nexo. They have the far sight down. They know exactly what's going on. In fact, they're just going to try and leave here. I think they're trying to bait Nexo into taking the boss by pretending they're going down. Zarmony had also started that chest, but unfortunately he's going to have to give that up as the entirety of Nexo is now here. And this is what FK has been doing. They're playing so far back as they don't want to get picked off. Let's have a look at the level 20 talents out of Nexo. We have the Storm Shield and a Tyrande for that extra shieldy goodness. Bolt of the Storm, the survivability from Malfurion. Bolt of the Storm from Valor for the same reasons. Nexus Frenzy and a Sergeant Hammer, which is huge damage. There's the hook of the Vortex and the stage dive to deny it turning. Vortex is going to go down. Ravenous Spirit from over the wall from Bakery. It's going to be denied by a Lucifron, but it already did quite a bit of damage. Lucifron is just doing huge damage to the big red button. He's not going to be able to pick off Black Scorp as he does Bolt of the Storm away. He's got a Healing Totem and a Tranquility. Healing him back up. Big red button still trying to do the damage. Hook from Araragi misses, and that will be the end of him. Unfortunately, Zarmony is going to continue to give chase, and it's a 3 versus 4. Chen is in the bottom lane. He's abandoned his team. Falcon will go down, and SK continuing to chase down the final members of Nexo. Chen has beat back to base as he was so low. He has 9 coins left. Nexo still not out. SK Gaming finally turning in the coins they need for that last turn-in, and are now going to head up to that boss. They still have a slight level lead. And Nexo were looking so good in the early game and mid game, and SK slight pick, take it back in the late game, and they're looking to take this at the moment. But each of these fights has been so close, and every single one SK Gaming has won by a tiny amount, but they are winning all these fights in a row, and Nexo needs to win a fight eventually. They're currently looking to take a 4 versus 3, and currently it looks like it's going to work. Black Scorp coming in, doing huge damage to Zarmony. Grabbing AT and Lucifron, barely any damage on them at all. Grabbing AT, now taking a lot of damage. He drops the heal. Vortex coming in, lands the stun onto Zarmony. Zarmony gets the ancestral healing though. He's going to be surviving. Lucifron gets the kick onto Rave. In comes Zarmony with the double stun. Black Scorp able to blink out of there, keep himself alive again. Vortex also with the Storm Shield able to heal him enough so that the heal from Malfurion could go down. And SK looking so good that they had a mad advantage, but they weren't able to pick anyone off. They're now 5. Hammer will very quickly make the team of Nexo 5, but Zarmony stage dives in. That is the engagement. Black Scorp immediately turns onto him. Zarmony needs more healing. Bolt of Storm from someone. Lucifron is coming in with the barrel, disrupting. Araragi is trapped on his own. He dropped a lot of bile and has done a lot of damage. Zarmony is being dropped so low. Snitch pops his heroic and he's turning onto Lucifron, but Lucifron gets so much healing thanks to Malfurion here, and he just tanks so much. Ravenous Spirit takes down Black Scorp as he uses his strafe. Zarmony and Snitch are being dropped so low. Storm Shield is pretty much the only thing keeping them alive at this point. Lucifron is just causing mayhem in the back line, in the front line right now, just being such a menace. And that is a 1-for-1 at the moment, but it was an assassin for a tank. And Snitch is not done yet. He's getting a lot of healing, but everyone on Nexo is a lot healthier than everyone on SK Gaming. They are not done yet. This fight could very easily go the rest of Nexo's way. They're going to be able to kill off the charge, but they're charging straight in now to that stun lands. There's the napalm onto Bakery, but he is continuing to back up, does not want to get caught out. And he will be able to do so. ETC still staying with his team. He does not want to split off. He doesn't want to split push yet because this boss is so important at this late stage of the game. And if they can delay, their minions will eventually end the game thanks to these catapults. El Nexo beginning to take this tribute. Boss, sorry. SK Gaming, they are here. They can try and deny, but they need to get the good engagement. Zarbady's still so low. He's taking so much harassment here. This boss is so important at this stage of the game. Zarbady taking so much harassment. There's the stun. Needs to get some more healing out of Rhaegar. This boss only on about a third health. SK Gaming need to deal with this. Let's zoom out a bit so we get a bit more of a view. And SK Gaming are looking to come in. Rave not getting in the circle. The barrel popped by Lucifer, and El Nexo gonna be able to grab this boss, but Falcon may go down for it. Falcon does go down for it, and SK Gaming are looking to try and do what they can here. There comes Valor with the strafe, doing as much damage as she can, but she's completely separated from her team. A bad engagement there from Valor. She is on the run. That Frost Shot, though, will slow down her pursuer. She'll be able to escape. She's blood for blood in Rhaegar, and is continuing to run with the boss to get away. She's now heading towards the Bruiser camp, and she does get hooked by Araragi, but that just gives her a better escape route, but it's not enough. Snitch able to take her down. And this does mean SK Gaming do have a man advantage, and they're now going in. Zarbady is so low, they're able to take down Vortex on the Tyrande. Zarbady able to get out on almost no health. Snitch taking huge damage from this Starfall, though. Lucifer just tanking everything. He's the only one who's been alive through this entire fight. Can he keep this up? He has the heal from Malfurion on him. There's the root. Nice landed root there. Lucifer just running out there thanks to the Brewmaster's balance, and he is going to be able to grab PKT, bolting over the wall. Lucifer's already mounted. They will be able to escape. The boss from El Nexo is going to be able to take down this keep because SK Gaming have been too busy chasing. SK Gaming, though, are going to use the two-man advantage they have, though, to try and end the game right here. They're going straight for the core. Big red button coming out from Tychus, going straight onto this core, doing as much damage as they can, but they've walked into the keep. They're taking a bit of damage. Nice root from Malfurion, and the Ancestral Healing does not land on Snitch. Rave is going to be the next one to go. It's Bakery and Zarbady and Araragi. The core is on 49%, being dropped so low. Down goes Nazimo. It's Zarbady and Araragi to go. The barrel knocks Zarbady away. It is just Araragi they need to deal with. They take him down. The strafe now is being chased, and Lucifer is holding back Zarbady as much as he can with the slow, and then it's going to be a full team wipe, assuming they can catch Zarbady. Zarbady is going to continue to run away here. He does not have his stage dive. Now he does. Why would you stage dive in that one spot? I'd stage dive away. That's a runaway situation. Yep, I think that was a mistake. I agree. And now we're going to see Zarbady run away and die. I think he was actually going to try and go for the core, but he failed it. He might have been able to win if he had. Unfortunately, this does mean that El Nexo are just going to charge in here. They've taken down the top keep already, so they're just going to run in. And Blackscorp standing in a perfect position there. Same with Falcon, where they can attack the core without being hit by either of the keeps, despite not being in the top lane. And that's going to be enough with the Starfall. And that is GG. El Nexo taking seed number 1 at DreamHack Bucharest in the PGL Champions of the Storm. In a very close last game. SK Gaming so close. I can't help but wonder what would have happened if ETC had landed that last stage dive in the enemy base. I don't know if he can take down 14% of a core by himself. He did have the Guitar Hero. It might have made a difference, but mistakes are mistakes. I don't think he would have been able to do it on his own anyway. And El Nexo able to push in to the enemy, to the SK Gaming core very easily and take that series. So, El Nexo coming out with our number 1 seed for DreamHack Bucharest. SK Gaming taking seed number 2. Gamers 2 Hots taking seed number 3. And finishing off our roster of 4 teams, it will be Fnatic. And ladies and gentlemen, remember to tune in when the tournament actually happens. It is going to be on April 24th to the 26th in DreamHack, at DreamHack in Bucharest for €10,000 as is the prize pool. Going to be cast by myself and Caldor. I can't wait to be there. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and see you all next time.